I'm Nate, and you're watching Disney Channel. Why isn't it working? Welcome to Beyond the Screen. I'm Nate, and these are the top 10 meanest Disney Hollywood stars in 2023. Number 10, Chris Pratt. Chris may have been spending the past few years guarding the galaxy from cosmic threats in the MCU, but his reputation as a person has been anything but heroic. According to several of his co-stars and former lovers, Chris has a massive ego that tends to get him in rough situations. A few years ago, he made a comment claiming that the average blue-collar American was not necessarily represented in Hollywood anymore, which, no they do, they just tend to be the secondary characters now because white dudes from Minnesota have had their time. And to top it off, let's talk about the Hillsong Church. Now, I respect everyone's right to their own beliefs and places of worship. However, the Hillsong Church is famously anti-LGBTQ+, and is known to be a frequent spot for Hollywood A-listers like Justin Bieber and Kourtney Kardashian. He has continued to attend this church to this day, begging many to question if this third Guardians movie might be his last. Number 9, Mads Mickelson. Mads Mickelson is another Marvel man on this list, portraying the villain Kai Silius in 2017's Doctor Strange. This man has portrayed many characters over the years in everything from Harry Potter to Hannibal. This man is a force to be reckoned with, and apparently that applies to his on-set persona as well as on screen. You see, he has admitted in interviews over the years that he can be a bit intense to work with, and by intense, I mean demanding. According to himself, when he's really passionate about a project, he will ask a million questions and he's not gonna stop until he gets answers. He went on to say that some directors he has worked with tend to be in their own heads on set, and he has to shake them free from time to time. He's literally called people in the middle of the night because there's something on his mind involving the next shoot day and he just can't wait to get it out. At least this is one of those Disney actors who knows that he can be a pain and a little bit invasive. I'm not sure how I would feel if Mads Mikkelsen called me in the middle of the night. I might have a heart attack, actually. That sounds terrifying. Number 8, Jonathan Majors. Jonathan's acting career skyrocketed after the success of his HBO series Lovecraft Country, but he's been popping up in movies left and right since the mid-2010s. In 2021, it was revealed that Majors would be portraying the character Kang the Conqueror in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a character who is essentially the next big bad of the franchise. His first time playing the character in the show Loki was very well received, and fans were excited to see what he was going to bring to the table in the third installment of the Ant-Man franchise, Quantumania. Unfortunately, about 3 months before that movie came out, which is just bad in general, Majors made headlines after he was accused of mistreating several of his ex-girlfriends and was ultimately arrested. His PR team maintained that he was innocent and were surely going to find the evidence that proved the women were making everything up. Yeah, following the arrest and that statement, he was dropped by his talent management company, and eventually his PR team had to cave and let him loose as well. Majors had already finished filming his scenes for Ant-Man, so the movie was released as scheduled, but whether it was the negative press surrounding the movie or just everybody drinking goo the whole time, that movie bombed at the box office, meaning that his last role may be in a trashy trash bag movie. Number 7, Jared Leto. Jared just cemented himself in the world of Disney, starring as the main antagonist of the new Haunted Mansion film, playing a character known as Hatbox Ghost. The movie not only has poor reviews so far, but Jared's character himself is just not scary. He looks like a cartoon caricature of something that's supposed to be scary. Unfortunately for everyone on set, Jared likes to get method when he's filming, no matter how small the role. So his time on set as a ghost was not that fun. In fact, most of the main ensemble cast have boasted about how fun the project was working together, but Jared was actually kept separate from the main actors and filmed his scenes on a separate soundstage. Jared has a long history with people of being terrible on set, to his co-stars from the Suicide Squad to the Haunted Mansion. He has just been an absolute menace towards everybody, leaving them animal parts, ignoring them, or just straight up snapping at people because they dare speak to him outside of his character. He may be a new addition to Disney's list of usable actors, but he's probably gonna find himself on Disney's blacklist very soon. Number 6, Vin Diesel. In case you were unaware, the Fast and Furious star has been lending his voice to the lovable tree monster Groot from Disney's Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. This year, the third installment was released, and Vin was actually given something other than "I am Groot" to say. Family! No, that's not what it was, but it would have been a nice troll from Disney. Vin may be loved in his franchise, but sometimes on set and in real life, he can be a bit of a pain in the bum. Not only is he a cheater and a reportedly difficult man to work with on set, but he's also known to have meetings and shoot times literally moved to accommodate his party lifestyle. When he's on set, he's been known to criticize cast and crew. In fact, his Fast and Furious co-star Charlize Theron went on record and said that she absolutely hated working with Vin Diesel. He wasn't friendly or even polite to her at any point, and he would even boss her around on set. Thankfully for Disney, all they have to do with him now is open a sound booth and toss him in. But he's a Disney actor and he's on our meanie list. Number 5. Bill Murray. Bill Murray had a pretty stellar career up until the past year. The man behind some incredible movies like Caddyshack and Ghostbusters has secretly been a menace to women on set several times throughout his career. In February of this year, Bill returned to the world of Disney when he starred as Krylar in the third installment of the Ant-Man and the Wasp franchise, which is looking like it might be his final film role ever thanks to the revelation of his misconduct over the years. Now, several female crew members have called out Bill's behavior over the past few years, with one woman claiming that he paid her $100,000 as a settlement because the woman was claiming that he had straddled her on set of his most recent film, Being Mortal, which was supposed to be comedian Aziz Ansari's directorial debut, but thanks to Murray being a jerk, the entire thing has been put on pause and is probably going to be either reshot or shelved entirely. Number 4. Brie Larson. Brie was announced as the newest member of the Marvel Universe in 2019, starring in the film Captain Marvel as the titular superhero. At first, people were pretty excited to see what Marvel would do with the property. Captain Marvel is one of the original cosmic heroes in the comic book canon. I know I'm a nerd, leave me alone! However, when the movie was actually released, fans were upset with Brie's performance. According to them, she was stale and seemed bored from start to finish. When asked about the online hate at D23 in 2022, Brie said that she's not sure if she would continue to play the character beyond her upcoming Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels. She's aware of all the hate surrounding her character and defends that role by telling people that's how she was told to play the role. But also, it's Brie Larson. She's always been stiff, but that's part of why it's funny. Go watch Scott Pilgrim, you ninnies! Overall, she doesn't sound as terrible as some of the other entries on this list, but the way she's responded to people in interviews in the past few years has unfortunately pegged her as a Miss Marvel meanie. Number 3. Miley Cyrus. So, fun fact, Miley Cyrus actually did do some voiceover work in the latest entry of the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise as a floating robot head named Mainframe, marking a small return to the world of Disney, which is why we can talk about her on this list. Miley was once Disney's go-to girl. Hannah Montana was a massive success, and she was set to have a long, fruitful career in the music industry. Unfortunately, her attitude behind the scenes landed her in a weird in-between space where she was mean to her fellow Disney peeps, but she was being herself and people didn't want to be like, hey, stop being comfortable in your own skin, you jerk. She had created a whole new image and a whole new dance move that I still can't do. Unfortunately, for a brief period, all that popularity went to her head, and according to several of her friends and family, she was a nightmare to say the least. While she may have grown tamer over the years, we will never forget how hard she licked that sledgehammer. I can taste it just talking about it. Number 2. Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato is a former Disney star who suffered from a pretty rough upbringing, with both her parents being either intoxicated or just straight up gone her entire life. That seems to have had a part to play in the way that Demi goes about her everyday life. Unfortunately, several fans and fellow artists have called Demi out for being such a pain in the butt over the years. At one point, she started an on-again, off-again feud with pop singer Taylor Swift and fellow Disney star Selena Gomez. In 2016, Taylor donated $250,000 to pop singer Kesha to aid in her legal battles against a mega hit producer named Dr. Luke. So, because Taylor is wealthy and is able to help her fellow artists, Demi decided to call her out and reminded her that she didn't have that kind of cash to just give people, which makes me think that she gave Kesha like $20 and is just jealous that Taylor gave her more. She's also threw some shade at Nicki Minaj for simply existing on the same red carpet as her a few years ago. The two had been glaring at each other all night, and Demi is not one to shy away from her opinions on the industry and claimed that Minaj was being fake and plastic towards her. She wanted nothing to do with that kind of attitude. Basically, she got mad at Nicki Minaj for posting a photo and didn't tag her in it. So hey, if you get mad at someone when you see a post that you're in and they don't, tag you and you're mad at them, go get some help. You might need a therapist. Just maybe. Number 1. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay is another former Disney star who recently made a return to the acting world thanks to a little Christmas movie released on Netflix. She got her big break when she was casted to play 2 roles in the classic movie The Parent Trap, where she played twin sisters Hallie and Annie, who randomly meet at a summer camp and discover their parents split them up when they were babies following a divorce. They hatch a plot to get mom and dad back together, and it's delightful. Her career only seemed to be rising from there, starring in several cult classics like Freaky Friday with Jamie Jamie Lee Curtis or Mean Girls as the main character Katie. Unfortunately, her career took a step in the wrong direction when she was arrested in 2007 for driving under the influence of a controlled substance, for which she only served 84 minutes in jail. Yep, minutes. Until 2022, her career was at an abrupt standstill, but she not only seems to be better mentally speaking, but is under contract with the streaming giant Netflix to release a few more rom-com flicks over the next couple of years, so maybe her and Adam Sandler can make a Netflix multiverse. I'm kinda into that idea. That sounds kinda fun. Those are the meanest stars that Disney has to offer. Who did we miss? Let us know in the comments below. If you made it to the end of this video, I just want to say thank you. We appreciate you. You rock! Click that like button if you enjoy our content and want to see more. Thanks for stopping beyond the screen, and we'll see you next time.